Am I recording? I think I am. Okay. Well, her pronunciation is so different because her pronunciation is not correct. Okay. Right. The first part of today, we are going to look at those pinyin again, and we will get into our text. The text is 你叫什么名字? Right. Okay. Lost my connection with my mouse. Come back again. Right. Listen, read, and discriminate the sound. 听读变音 to listen, 听 to read, 读 变 to tell the difference of what? Of in the sound. Right. Let's do this.
第3课，你叫什么名字？第1部分，学习语音，语音练习。
1. 听读变音。鸡、知、居、猪、鸡、知、接、遮、加、扎、金、针、灸、周、七、吃、区、出、七、吃、牵、掺、敲、抄、亲、抻、轻、称、西、诗、虚、书、西、诗、先、山、歇、奢、兴、生、香、商。
Right. Now let's try to read them together. Repeat after the soundtrack. I hope you can hear clearly the difference between 鸡 and 知, 七 and 吃, 西 and 诗. Well, if you don't, that probably may not be your problem. You know, someone are just, you know, they come. But when the time comes by and keep practicing, you will hear the clear difference sooner or later. Right, let's try to read them together. Repeat after the sound.
学习语音，语音练习。
1. 听读变音。鸡、
鸡
知
read 知
居、
居
猪、
猪
鸡、
鸡
知、
知
接、
接
遮、
遮
加、
read them out loud. Continue.
扎、金、针、灸、周、七、吃、区、出、七、吃、牵、掺、敲、抄、亲、抻、轻、称。
if you feel closely where the position of your tongue, for example, when you do qi, your tongue is pretty much flat, right? And the air comes in front of your mouth. And when you do chi, your tongue is some kind of curved, right? Chi, and the sound is vibrating in the back part of your mouth. Qi, chi, 敲，抄，敲，抄，敲，抄。Good. If we were in physical contact, the easiest and quicker way is put your hands onto my throat, and then you can feel which parts of my tongue I'm using. And now, that international alphabet, phonetic alphabet is a good one because it shows the position of your tongue. You can always refer back to that. There's a picture of where you should put your tongue and how you should send the air and vibrating your throat. Let's continue. Make sure you read them out loud, no matter where you are.
西，诗，虚，书，西，诗，先，山，歇，奢，兴，生，香，商。
Right. Practice number 2. Practice the 4 tones. First, we listen to the recording. Pay your attention to each single of them.
2. 唱读4声：鸡、吉、己、记、居、局、举、句、教、嚼、角、叫、家、夹、甲、架、揪、九、就、接、结、解、借、七、齐、起、气、区、渠、取、去、秋、求、糗、迁、钱、浅、欠、枪、强、抢、呛、清、情、请、庆、西、习、喜、系、虚、徐、许、序、兴、行、醒、性、歇、斜、写、谢、消、小、小、笑、薛、学、雪、血。
Right, let's read them together. Those two, empty space, does not mean the pinyin doesn't exist. It just means there's no correspondent Chinese character, right? Pinyin is for Chinese character, so when there's no Chinese character, there's no need to learn how the pinyin. Now let's read them together. Repeat after me. 鸡、吉、己、记、居、局、举、句、教、嚼、角、叫、家、夹、甲、架、揪。You can still pronounce this. 九、九、就、 接节解借. For those who have only joined us today, those 4 tones, you need to get that feeling. The flat, which is the first tone. The second tone, you have the rising, trending, you know. The third tone, you go down first, then you come out. And the fourth tone, it is a very determined song. Oh, yes. Before we continue, we have 2 admin things. One, there's no class for this Friday and next Monday because that's public holiday. For that reason, next week, Thursday, the 8th, will follow Monday's calendar, right? So Tuesday is the same, Wednesday is the same, and Thursday will follow the Monday's calendar. Okay. Second, we need a class rep. Just please, you're welcome to volunteer yourself. We continue. Let's read this together. Right? This is for all subjects. I don't know. Well, that is written on the university's calendar. So the different faculties should follow that calendar. However, each single lecture has their own decision that I don't know. Okay. Now let's continue. Make sure you do read them out loud. You should think those 4 tone things like learning, riding a bicycle, or swimming. By that I mean, once you get that feeling, you will never forget. 七起起气曲取取去秋求求千钱浅欠枪强抢呛清情请庆西习喜系虚徐许序兴行醒性歇斜写谢消小小笑薛学雪血. Right. What if we have another course Thursday at the same time? Well, I don't know, but the entire Department of Modern Foreign Language will follow the university's calendar, which moved the Thursday the 8th to the Monday calendar. That's what we were taught to do. I suspect all the different departments, the faculties should follow because that is the school's calendar. Okay. Number 3, listen, read, discriminate the tones. Now let's listen first, then we'll do our old game. I'll read one and you circle that thing out. First, let's just listen.
3. 听读变调。月约雨鱼鹰影又有烟盐家架酒就金紧静经将降期起前 浅，去，取，请，轻，秋，求，学，穴，西，喜，谢，写，行，性，小，笑。
Right, now I need you to get your pencil ready. Okay. I'm only going to read out one syllables within a pair and just circle the one you hear. Okay. We go same direction orders as the sound track. Ready? 约，雨，应，有，盐，家，就，今，经，降，起，前，去，请，秋，穴，西，谢，性，小。Okay, now let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4 times 5, 20. How many out of 20 did you get them correct? $18. Good. 18. Brilliant. Oh, 18, 18, 18. 20. Congratulations. Can you please repeat 家 and okay, let's look at them together. I'll read this. 家 家. Let's read the full tones out. 家甲甲甲. I was worried about this one and this one for you. 学学学学学歇写写谢. Okay. And let's give them a number. 7, 8. We continue. 9, 10. Which one you are not sure? Let's read them together. Which number? Are we all good? 学. Okay, let's read the full tones. 薛学雪血. Read the first one. 约约约 doesn't exist. 月月约约月月. Okay, let's read them all together. Repeat after me. Make sure you read them out loud. 月约雨 鱼、鹰、影、又、有、烟、盐、家、架、酒、就、金、井、静、经 ，sorry， 金、锦、锦 ，this is not 井，井 would be another one with G， 锦 and 井 ，right？ 金 and 经，将、将、期、起、钱、浅、去、取、请、清、秋、求、学、穴、西、喜、谢、写、行、性、小、笑。Okay. Practice number 4. Listen and write down the missing initials. 听 to listen, 后 after, 写 to write, 出 out, write out, 声母 initials. Get your pen ready. Let's do this together.
4. 听后写出声母。水、蟹、包、酒、圈、领、咪、跳、阵。
Second time.
水、蟹、包、酒、圈、领、咪、跳、阵。
Third time.
写出声母。水、蟹、包、酒、圈、领、咪、跳、阵。
Let's write them together.
听后写出声母。水、蟹、包、酒、圈、领、咪、跳、阵。
3 times 3, 9. 9 after 9. 9 after 9. 8, 9, 9. Good. Brilliant. Cool. So this is not difficult for you. I'm very happy. There's a question. Will the pronunciation be heavily affected if you have a lisp? Well, it depends on how severe the lisp is. We all know Chinese is a very it's a tonal language, and the tone are very delicate so far for you to think and now, but actually the difference between the four tones are quite vast. So there's a room for you to negotiate. However, if it's very severe list, for example, we have a cao, right? 吃熬草, 吃熬草, 吃熬草. Chinese language is also heavily depends on the context. We're going to look at that later. That's a unique characteristic of the Chinese grammar. People will never misunderstand you because for the pinyin or tone for one Chinese character, for example, if this 草 is in third tone, that means grass, right? If this 草 is in the fourth tone, that means that F word, right? Right? But when you're talking with someone about your grass, they certainly cannot misunderstood you with that word. So, you will see. Could you please give the difference between 圈 and 栓? Okay. 戚于安圈, 施无安栓. That's big difference. 圈 and 栓. 戚于安圈, 施无安栓. Okay. First, you need to understand. We learned yesterday. When this one come together with jiqixi, they are yu, just the 2 dots missing. So this is not a jiqixi. This is basically purely shi. Okay. Then this is pronounced as its original vowel u. Right. This is what I mean. It comes with jiqixi together. This u is yu, so that is qi yuan quan. Right. And this is shi. It's not a jiqixi, as we learned yesterday. So this is u a w e u yu, not yu is u. So shi wu an shuan, qi yu an quan, and shi wu an shuan. Good. Now let's read them together. Repeat after me. 水蟹包酒圈领咪跳阵. Okay, number 5, my favorite one. Listen and add the tone mark. Ready?
5. 听后标上声调。几、间、兴、下、请、郡、去、九、迥、学、教、玄、
Again.
声调。几、间、兴、下、请、郡、去、九、迥、学、教、玄。
So time.
听后标上声调。几、间、兴、下、请、郡、去、九、迥、学、教、玄。
Okay.
听后标上声调。几、间、兴、下、请、郡、去、九、迥、学、教、玄。
1, 2, 3, 4, 12. 12 out of 12. 11, good. 10, 12. Right. Let's listen to this together again. And let's try to figure out the difference.
5. 听后标上声调。
Same thing, 听 to listen 后 after 标 mark 上 on top 声调 the 声 the tones 调 the value of the tones
几
几 right third tone 几
间
尖 I'll say the four tones 尖简简见积极几记
经
星行醒性
下
虾侠下下
请
清情请庆
郡
君君菌郡
去
区取取去
九
纠九九就
囧
囧囧囧囧
学
薛学雪血
教
教脚脚叫
选
宣选选炫 Okay. Now we continue to the text part of lesson 3. 你叫什么名字? And let's look at those vocabularies first together. Again, Rome is not built in a day, right? And for those pronunciations, then you need to practice daily. Okay, let's just read those characters together. This is just to get the sense how they sound like. For some of you who have already submitted this week's assignment, you should learn those words already. Repeat after me. 请问 Don't look at the pinyin, look at the character. Okay, link the image, the signifier of the character to what it signified. Excuse me, right? And the pinyin part is just for you to understand how they are pronounced. They are not the language. 请问，请问，叫什么？什么？名字？名字？姓？姓？认识？认识？很？很？高兴？高兴？也？也？山田佑？山田佑？ Fine. We look at them one by one. 请问 the textbook tells us that means excuse me or may I ask. It's two Chinese characters. Right? One is 请 as a verb meaning please. 问 Well, as a verb to ask. Please, may I ask? 请问叫 It is a verb again. Our textbook tells us this is to call, right? For the easiest way for you to understand, you can think it as to be called. But in reality, in Chinese grammar, this is not a passive. For you to understand, you can think it as to be called. The reason is, for example, 请问你叫什么名字? May I ask, you call what name? For the easiest way for you to understand, this may make more sense what name you are called if you think in that way. But I just need to put a note there. It is not a passive. It is a common expression. 什么? Again, a question pronoun. We learned the question pronoun 哪 from lesson 2. If you do still remember, 你是哪国人? 哪 means which. 什么 means what. 名字 Actually, 名字 are your name. 姓 is your surname. Well, in the classic Chinese time, 名 and 字 are two totally different things. But now Chinese people doesn't have 字. We only have 名. So 名 and 字 become together. 名字 is your name. 姓 is your surname. Or be surnamed as a verb. As I told you, for example, my name in Chinese is Lü. And my surname is Lü. The surname always comes in front, which is my family name. And my given name, and as all the other Chinese, the given name, well, excepted those other ethnic minorities, for example, Muslim, Uyghur or Tibetan people or other Thai people who live in China, Russian people live in China, they will definitely have a different, orders for the names, which I don't know. But what I can tell you as a Han people, their surname comes in front of both their names, their given names. And you will have 2-character names like mine. You have 3-character names. You have 4-character names with 2 characters as your surname, but you don't have 5 characters name in together. It's just not allowed. Unless, again, you are minorities. You're not Han Chinese. 认识 What's just happening? My PDF crashed. Okay. Why it is not allowed? Because at the beginning it was allowed, and certain people try to make a 100 characters long name, and you can't even print it on their ID card. For Han Chinese, I mean. Okay, here we go. 认识, it is a verb. I will always refer to the vocabulary categories if you haven't learned this in your high school. But you should know what's the fundamental difference between a noun, a verb, an adjective, and adverb, right? A noun is a thing, a verb is an action. Adjective is something you use, is the thing you use to describe the degree of a noun, and adverb, as its very name suggests, it is add on to the verb. It gives the degree to the verb or adjective. Right. 认识 is a verb, as I said. Chinese verb Chinese not only verb, Chinese word can be more than 1 character. So you need to change your mind. It's not one character is one word. It can be one character, can be two, can be three, can be four. Or it's very rare longer than four. You just remember this for the name and for the character, for the word, it's very rare you have a more than 4 characters verb. That's just a convention. 认识 means to know or to recognize. 很 is an adverb, adding the degree to the adjective in this context of lesson 3. 高兴 means happy. 很高兴 means very happy. Okay. Yeah, adverb again, meaning also to as well. Shan Tianyou is the name of that Japanese guy within the story. In this term, Shan Tian is his surname and You is his name. Do you have any tips on how to pronounce the Z sound? In the second one, in garage. That's good. That's good. Someone said the second G in garage. No, it's ra, not G. Okay, G, garage, not the G part, but the Z part. Right. We'll look at the text, and it will make sense for those vocabularies to you. 你好, lesson 1. 你好, 你好. Say hello to each other. 请问, you're just trying to be polite. Please, may I ask? 你, you, the second singular pronoun. 叫, called. 什么名字? What name? You see, this is a question, and I said from the lesson 2, you need to always remember the word order in the question of Chinese language does not change, meaning the question pronoun of 什么 will never comes in front of the sentence. Okay, let's just look at this. I'll just expand this a little bit. For example, the answer is 我叫林娜. Let's look at 我叫林娜. 我叫林娜. This is the statement. Right? Statement. I am called Lin Na. If I want to ask what are you called, we are following the same sentence in which 我 is the subject, 叫 is the verb, Lin Na is the object. Right? Think about your knowledge from your high school. This is a basic SVO structure. Do we all agree with it? Right. And now let's look at how a question is formed. If I want to ask what's your name, I simply change the subject from I to the second because I'm asking you, 你, right? Then I'm putting the verb here again, 叫. Right? Then I put the object, which is a little bit complicated here because it has 2 parts. One part is question pronoun. Another part is the actual thing I want to ask, 名字. So we have a subject, we have a object, and we have a verb, and we have a phrase, question phrase working as the object with a question mark. So this question is as the same as the statement in the SVO structure. Right? This is what I wanted to say. Same thing as 我是法国人. "你是哪国人? Subject, verb be, noun as object, subject, verb be, question pronoun, which is still a noun, right? This is what I wanted to point out, another unique characteristic of the Chinese language. Yes, we do have the question pronoun, but you don't need to put the question pronoun in front of the in front of the sentence and put the verb in front of the subject. Hi, hope you follow me. We'll see this continuously, right? 你好 Hi, may I ask what's your name? 你叫什么名字？我叫琳娜。The answer is I am called 琳娜。And we see this again. The 你呢? You will see this quite a lot because it's and you forms. Chinese people are lazy. Always put that in your mind. They will use the shortest way if the context is sufficient. 我叫山田佑 and you, I am called 山田佑，姓山田。I am surnamed 山田。姓 here function as a verb. That's why there's no verb 必是。Okay? 认识你很高兴。To know you, very happy. I'm very happy to know you. 认识你，我也很高兴。To know you, I 也 also as well 很高兴 very happy. Okay. The word order thing is essential, but because there's it doesn't the form of the verb or a noun does not change, or the adjective does not change, and there's no indication of changing form in the different tense. That make it actually heavily relies on the word order to generate the meaning. Means, if you remember the example I made, T amo, because this amo means I love, ami means you love, ama means he or she loves, right? Amiamo means we loved. What I want to make an example for this is T amo or amo T, I changed their position. That doesn't matter. That means I love you. But in Chinese, I love you and you, 我爱你 and 你爱我，我爱你，你爱我 means totally two different things. One is I love you, another is you love me. Right? Could you please repeat the English word order of the last sentence? What do you mean the English word order? The literary translation, to know you, 认识, to recognize, to know, 你 you, 我 I. Very as well. I as well too, very happy. This is the literary translation of the last sentence. And why they are like this, we will discover later. Okay. The last thing for today, before we call it off, let's try to read this text all together. Repeat after me. 你好，请问你叫什么名字？我叫琳娜，你呢？我叫山田佑，姓山田。认识你很高兴，认识你我也很高兴。Second time, normal Chinese speed. 你好，请问你叫什么名字？我叫琳娜，你呢？我叫山田佑，姓山田，认识你很高兴，认识你我也很高兴。Okay. That's for today. I'll see you tomorrow morning very early at 8. Thank you for joining me today.
谢谢，再见。
谢谢，再见。
谢喽，
再见。
谢谢，拜拜。
谢谢老师。
谢谢你们，再见。
谢谢老师。
再见，拜拜，谢谢。
再见，同学们。
再见。Oh, that's good. 再见，同学们。Bye. Bye.